Class 9, time to start your geography class. So the chapter to be started today is chapter number 3, Rotation and Revolution of the Earth. Isn't it so interesting? So let's start today's class. There are 8 planets in the solar system. We all know that the planets, all the 8 planets have two types of motions. One is rotation and another one is revolution. Rotation. What is rotation? The earth rotates on its own axis, or the earth spins on its own axis. That is rotation. All the planets, all the 8 planets in the solar system, they spin or they rotate on their own axis. So that is rotation. Now what is revolution? So revolution means Earth takes a round of the sun. So the motion of the earth, because the earth goes around the sun, and the earth completes one revolution in 365 days and 6 hours. So that is your revolution. Whereas rotation, the time taken to rotate by the earth is 24 hours. And the time taken for its revolution, that means the revolution, the earth goes around the sun, and to get that one complete revolution, earth takes 365 days and 6 hours. So this is revolution, right? Okay, now next is, now see, this is a model of the earth, that is globe, and rotation is this, right? So the earth rotates on its axis. So axis is what? When we join this is north pole, and here we have south pole. So when we if we join the north and a south pole of the earth by straight line, right, passing through the center of the earth, it will be taken as an axis of the earth, and this earth rotates on its axis. Clear? Okay, now tilt of the earth's axis. This earth is tilted, the axis is tilted. Inclination of the earth's axis. See, this is north pole, this is south pole. When we join this with a line, this is slightly tilted, right? So this is a vertical line, just upright, this line from the earth's orbital plane. This is earth's orbital plane. This is earth's axis. This is your Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. This is equator. This is south pole, north pole, and this is a vertical line which and see, now this is vertical line, this is the orbital plane, and this is the earth's axis. So earth axis, see the inclination, this is slightly tilted, so the inclination is 23.5 degree, right? The inclination is 23.5 degree. So when we 23.5 degree, that means this is your 90 degree. So 90 degree minus 23.5 degree is 66.5 degree. So this 66.5 degree and angle of this with the plane of this orbit, this tilting of the axis is called axis of, or the inclination of earth's axis. Inclination of earth's axis, right? Now the speed of the earth in its journey around the sun is nearly 1,20,000 km per hour. it completes one revolution in 1 hour. That is, I already told you, that is 365 days and 6 hours. This annual motion of the earth is called revolution. The rotation of the earth on its axis and its revolution around the sun is responsible for many events like day and night, and season changes, right, and many more. Now next is effects of earth's rotation. Okay, rotation of the earth means it's a turning around of the earth on its axis from west to east. So the movement of the rotation is from west to, direction is west to east, right? And although the speed is very fast, it rotates very fast, but although the speed of the rotation varies from place to place and very fast, it is constant at the given place. That is why there is no sense of motion. We do not feel, right? Okay, now next is effects of Earth's rotation. Number one is east-west movement. Since the earth rotates from west to east, this is very important, just underline. Since the earth rotates from west to east, we see the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. The earth rotates on its axis and the direction is from west to east. That is why we see the sun rising in the east and sun setting in the west, right? Next is causing day and night. The most important effect of Earth's movement is day and night and the alteration of light and darkness. That is day and light. As portion of the Earth's surface are turned first toward and away from the sun. This variation is exposure to sunlight greatly influences local temperature, humidity, and wind movements. Now just see the model of this earth. The half of the portion which is exposed, the half portion of the earth which is exposed to the direct sunlight or which is exposed to the sunlight, this portion is getting the daylight. That means day. These places are having daytime. Now the other half portion which is at the back of this model, this globe, they are in the that places are having night time, right? So this is the effect of day and this is the effect of rotation of the earth. Now circulation of water and air. So the rotation of the earth also affect the direction of the flow of water and as well as air, right? So winds, ocean currents are deflected towards the right in the northern hemisphere and towards left in the southern hemisphere, and that deflection of air due to Earth's rotation is known as Coriolis effect. This is important, just underline Coriolis effect. You must have read in physics also. Coriolis effect. Now the sun is the source of heat and light for the earth. It gives light to only half of the earth at a given time. When the earth rotates, only that half of the earth which is facing towards the sun, as I just showed you in through that globe model of the earth, right? A half portion which was exposed to the sun was facing towards the sun is in the light, and the other half which was away from the sun was in the dark, right? Okay, each part of the earth's surface comes in front of the sun for some duration, for some time. Then it passes into the dark every 24 hours, into every 24 hours. That half of the earth which is in the light and has a day, and that half other half has a night, and the traveling boundary, so they form a boundary, a circle there that divides daylight and darkness, and that is known as a circle of illumination. Okay, look at this picture. This is the circle of illumination, because this circle divides the um, daylight and the darkness of the earth. So this is the circle of illumination. And this occurs because this half of the portion of the earth that is exposed to the sunlight, but this back half portion is just which is not exposed to the sunlight. They are far away from the sunlight, right? So this there forms a circle, a line, or a circle. That circle is known as circle of illumination. Okay, children, you must have observed that the sun, like we see, the sun is moving from east to west. And during the day, the sun appears to be moving from east and east to west, right? But in fact, it is not the sun it is moving, but it is the earth which is moving, right? But we do not feel the movement of the earth. Now, same as you must have traveled in a train also, or buses, while looking out of the window the train or a bus, you might have seen that the trees and the houses seem to be running backward. In fact, it is not the trees or houses they are moving, but in fact the train is moving, right? Similarly, the earth moves on its moves. The sun appears to be moving, so it is not the sun that is moving, it is in fact the earth that is moving. So this is the earth moves on its own axis from west to east, opposite direction. But it seems that the sun is moving, not this. Actually, the sun is not moving. Earth is moving from west to east, but it seems that sun is moving from east to west, right? So that is why the sun appears to be moving from east to west. This is known as the apparent movement of the sun. Just underline apparent movement of the sun. Now next is revolution and its effects. Revolution of the earth. So revolution means it's the movement of the earth around the sun. That is revolution. So to get a one complete revolution, the earth takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete that revolution, right? And earth revolves around the sun at the fixed path, and that fixed path is known as the orbit of the earth. And that orbit, the shape of that orbit is elliptical. So due to that elliptical orbit, the distance between the earth from the sun, that keeps on changing, right, during the revolution. Now, important features of the revolution, as I told you, that the earth revolves around the sun from west to east, and it takes 365 days and 6 hours, and the earth revolves around the sun at an average speed of 29.8 kilometer per second, or 107.2000 kilometer per hour. Just underline this: the speed of the earth to take one revolution, the speed is 29.8 kilometer per second. The Earth's orbit around the Sun covers a distance of about 965 million kilometer. So the length of that orbit is 965 million kilometer. Underline this also. Now next is the period taken by the Earth to complete one revolution around the Sun is called a year. 365 days, that means 1 year. During the revolution, the earth follows a fixed route or a path which is known as orbit of the earth, which I already told you. Now next is effects of revolution. So what are the effects of revolution? Okay, I told you that the Earth completes one revolution in 365 days and 6 hours. But for our convenience, this 6 hours is, we just ignore the 6 hours, right? So this time 6 hour is added up to 1 day every 4 years. So this 6 hours we are going to add after every 4 years. So total 6 for the 24. So total there are 24 hours. That means 1 day, right? So in this time, the 6 hours is added to up to 1 day every 4 years, and the fourth year is called a leap year. This 24 hours, this fourth year is known as the leap year, because this 1 day is going to add, this is the additional day which is added to the month of February, right? So the February, usually the February month has 28 days, but in the leap year the February month has 29 days. So that's the leap year. So this is the effect of revolution, right? Not only the additional of the day to the leap year, but it also affect, or there is a changes in a time over the places, different places on the earth, as well as the cycle of seasons. So changes in the season also is one of the effects of the revolution, right? Okay. Not only the additional of a day to the leap year, but it also it tends to change in the time over the places, different places on the earth, as well as the effect of the revolution is that it causes the changes in the season also. So the cycle of season is the combined effect of the revolution of the earth as well as the orientation and the effect of the tilted axis of the earth, right? So these are the effects of the revolution. That's all for the day, children. We'll continue this chapter in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.